plans here at the Frenzy Field, but Cammy gonna look to reorient on his positioning. Sees the snipe attempt coming out from Source, quick on the edits as well. Not gonna let himself fall victim to that one just yet.
Quick response there to the sniper glint. Here's Chubbs and Bryce. This is exactly what they've done all day long. Continue to find fights in the shady stilts, find fights north, and find success while doing it. This time, to the potential Giannis, who's in front. Sniper's in hand. Bryce showing us what he's got. Doesn't quite land that, but the tags on the follow-up are very good. Meanwhile, Flixie finds a quick knock onto Kanata, so there's trouble in paradise all around us right now, unfolding here for the last game. For Pixie and Cheatin', let's get a little update real quick on them. They're doing just fine inside their home territory, but it's time to move. They can't stay here for much longer. The zone's already telling them they gotta go.
Could be difficult to get across these icy islets as well. But Pixie and Cheatin' definitely gonna use a couple of these slap splashes, not only for the slap effect, but obviously just to regenerate some of that HP that they need. We've seen how efficiently some of these other teams can be as far as those 3, 2, 1 countdowns are concerned, and it doesn't matter if you started off with 200, you might just end up with nothing in the process here. Clement nearly proving a point.
Wow.
What I was just speaking of, because Pixie now forced to expend some more resources just to replenish some of his shields, and Clement still trying to see just how aggressively he can try to lock out Pixie on this rotation.
Not making it easy by any means right there. Definitely gonna cost them a fair amount. Bila and Peterbot still standing in the distance. Cold and Acorn up as well. Seti, Cammy, Snazy, Podesai, all in the conversation here. For Cold and Acorn right now, I like where they're at. Just in 7th place here, so real chances to jump up and earn hundreds of thousands of more. Any team inside the top 10, if you take a win, you're getting paid, son.
Almost got a little scared for Acorn there on how high up he just went. But Acorn's not the one in trouble right now. It's Vasquez, Hen, attempting to take out Misha and Teeny, but Teeny from the bottom, chopping out Vasquez in the process. And that's gonna be an easy double elimination there from Misha and Teeny. More than happy to collect those points. They've been a menacing duo for sure all day long, and just continue playing spoiler for so many of these other teams in the lobby.
Every game we see them taking down different teams of varying degree and skill level. Vino goes for some shots there, ends up trading a few. Same for them, continue to rotate deep into the south side and then swing around on these western zones. So the strategy hasn't really changed much. In no way Teeny gets another game where the Rift Island is next to them. They're just continuing to fight for it. They might have the best 3-game tournament run, at least for teams that were down at the bottom trying to come back. They haven't quite the comeback so far.
They're definitely attempting it, and so far, so good as far as this capture point is concerned, but you can definitely see a couple of neighbors starting to work their way into the Rift Island. Teeny and Misha, though, they're just looking to secure this capture point as quickly as possible. Again, 15 points that they could potentially acquire here on top of all the goodies that come with the capture point.
They were in 35th place coming into this game. If they secure this, they jump up into 29th. And think about before this, they were so much further down, one of the last placing teams, and all of a sudden now, they're at 4 eliminations in a Rift Island with 15 points secured potentially to be theirs now. Just really fighting their way back into this tournament here.
Look, I know that the business turret is primarily used just to get an idea of where your opposition might be at, but it seemed as though iDrop and Mappy had no idea that that business turret had even been placed in the first place. Well executed mission there from Misha and Teeny to secure a Rift Island for the time being. Capture point does seem as if it's going to go their way. We'll have to check back in on that a little bit later on, but Pixie, Cheatin' continue trying to keep that threatening position here for first place. As long as Pixie and Cheatin' are out, Cooper and Miro cannot count themselves as our global champions anytime soon.
Nope. But Cheatin has to be careful. True Lex and Chicha were the same team that did finish their last tournament run, so do have to be careful. Cooper and Miro, however, do have the Rumble Ruins, continue to be the safe zone for now, so a lot of time to work with here. Metal struggling as they don't really find much here, but otherwise, so long as they've gotten their tags, they should be just fine.
And given that they're bound to have spotted out some teams looking to make the rotations in towards this center part of the map, with the way that the zone just continues to pull their direction, but now, finally, they'll be forced to reposition for the first time in a while. And still, it's not too far that they've got to go, but they need to be careful with some of those dips in the elevation. You don't want to get caught out inside any of these jungle trenches.
Let's see it. Tayson Mustache on the move now. They have to move in. Zone's going west once again, so we're going to have some very interesting tournament at play. Thomas HD and Malabuka survived the drop somehow, escaping away, remaining back in it. So Thomas actually managed to save Malabuka, get the reboot card, bring him back. And they could be the players that topple the Giants up top, but
they have no idea.
I thought they did for a second. I'm not gonna lie. The ambush comes out and Miro puts up a fight already. Now he knows, wait, there was someone lurking underneath us. Be careful.
And it's not just anyone that's lurking underneath them. It's Malabuka, it's Thomas. Two EU Titans. Well, they might not have had the day that they were hoping for. They're still gonna look to try and pounce back at least a few positions on that leaderboard. And they could definitely put a devastating stop to Miro and Cooper's run if Miro and Cooper are not careful on their rotation out. But it does seem as though for the time being, Miro Cooper, they're gonna take a moment here just to collect their thoughts, fully ensure that they've got the proper position, the proper pathway. Thomas, though, he's tired of waiting. He's just gonna look to charge right through them with that rocket ram. Good shot, though, placed from Miro. And now it's gonna be Thomas. It's gonna be Malabuka looking to try and turn back. Seems as though other teams possibly having caught wind of some of the action taking place here at the Rumble Ruins. And Miro Cooper, they know they've got to keep it moving. They can't afford to get stuck here now. They need to get inside the edge of zone before other teams start trying to lock them out.
Here's one of the strengths, too. This is their drop. They know exactly how to maneuver it, so great for the time being. And they're just like, hey, look, we have so much surge. Let's just chill out. They go to the boat, they retreat back, go back to the heals that they know are there, and they play it smart. This is really showing that Miro and Cooper want that payday. They want that big check that could be waiting for them. This could be $1 million med kit right here that just keeps them in the game and away from Thomas HD and company. Every play now matters. Every play so important to the remainder of this game for them.
Could potentially give them the ultimate dead side rotation if you think about it, because nobody else is going to be trying to stick around like these two have been. So you can see other teams like Queasy and Veno, they've continued trying to just aggress ever forward into the next zones, but danger from above here. Queasy gonna need a moment just to replenish some of his shields.
You know what? Re and Ritual as well. You got to give them so much credit. They are continuing to find eliminations. They may very well be another team fighting for top 3 by the time this is all over. For Pixie and Cheatin here, they're just trying to hold on to their second place and fight their way to #1. They've already gotten 2 victory royales. Asking for a third feels near impossible, but it's got to be done if they want to be the global champions. Cheatin, Pixie running past the team here. Don't go for the peek, but instead play defensively now. It's Gap Zero in the box next door. Another team lands on him. Who is this? It's Yuma.
Yumi and Source could pose a huge threat right now for Cheatin and Pixie. Cheatin doesn't exactly have the most ammo to work with right now. It's going to be super dependent on his Maven auto shots to connect. Pixie as well trying to break through builds with this breacher, but it's going to be Source Yumi still just outside of their box. Pixie now trying to see if he can buy his duo a little bit of time here, but they're just caught in between this entire mess.
That might have been the biggest mistake right there. They pulled Source into the box, but they are so deathly afraid of losing second place. They are getting pushed back when they could have easily finished the elimination. But this is tournament fear. This is placement fear starting to kick in here.
You can
This could
almost
be
see the
one of the-
panic.
This could be one of the most expensive lessons they learn. I hope they fight back here.
It is just crazy right now how hesitant Pixie and Cheatin are, and the hesitation is finally going to cost them. Cheatin has been knocked in the process. Pixie picking up his teammate now, hoping, nobody realizing that he's just below, but he realizes now he's gonna have to forfeit it, tries to wrap around now to UB, and Source won't be able to find the breacher shot that he needs though, down to his last 17 shotgun shells here inside of this breacher. Twin Mag's not gonna do him much good in such close combat. And Pixie now looking for the full retreat, throwing out metal builds in the process, trying to see if he can get down to the low ground, see if he can hide for a moment in the water here around Eclipse Estate. But he might just be open season for the rest of the lobby as Pixie now, in a moment of desperation, continues trying to build for his life, hide from this rock, hope that the chest can give him something, anything to work with.
He needs builds from that. That's all he's trying to get at this point. No rocket ram or anything in sight. He's just got to keep going. Vino shuts him down, and down goes Pixie and Cheatin before they can earn any points. And just like that, their tournament run is over. How high can they hold here? As now, Cooper and Miro have the dream run of their lives unfolding before them.
But you can see their composure. There's no celebratory factors coming out just yet. They know Bryce, Chubbs, Cammy, Seti, these are teams that could definitely make a resurgence if they're not careful. They want every point possible in this moment, and they might just find it. They've got an excellent spot just outside the edge zone here. Decent amount of ground to cover as well, but Chubbs, as a solo, he actually doesn't have Bryce with him. This is a best-case scenario for Cooper and Miro.
So tough for Chubbs, though. Again, hundreds of thousands of dollars on the line here. Life-changing money for Chubbs and Bryce. And their third place spot is standing on shaky ground here. He's by himself, but the smile says it all. He knows there's a chance here. I can still do this. Just gotta play smart. Gotta play to the instincts. Here we go. Rocket Ram comes out. He's off to the air here. Down is gonna land, potentially on a team. Meanwhile, Miro's in a fight, continuing to push through this lobby here. Placement points now to be earned. Every team that falls now will push teams closer and closer to more prizing.
Keep in mind though, Miro and Cooper, they might just run into Muzz, and Muzz, he lost Paper earlier on. Don't believe he's had an opportunity to look for the reboot either, based on when Paper was picked off. So now Miro in the backside, Merstash in Tayson's box. He could go massive here. He wants to find the shot to connect. Both teams gonna get dropped another layer here. Inside the box though, it's gonna be Tayson first to fall. Cooper and Miro just continue to grow the count. 324 points currently on the leaderboard. And Cooper, despite having been knocked, Miro's still going.
No way, but he finds Kylie there too with a huge finish. And his teammate gets finished off now too. Shot from the side here, he has no more builds. He needs this refresh. If not, it's over, and down he goes. There is still a runway in front of Cammy and Seti. If they can get over 10 eliminations and win this game, that will be a 100-point run. So it's not over yet. Chubbs falls too. Down goes Bryce, down goes Chubbs. It's all or nothing. Copenhagen, hold your breath. Let's see how far Cammy and Seti can go. Will you put your money on it, is the question.
Hard to ever count Cammy and Seti out, but when they need still another 9 eliminations, they've got to find the players first. Cammy gonna rocket ram forward. Seti soon to follow. Seti though, he's lost his shields entirely as he drops back down with the rest of the lobby. Seti nearly out of the count for real this time. And now Cammy doing what he can to try and back his duo up. Seti will find a brief moment, but it still might not be enough. They need these eliminations. It doesn't matter if they get the placements.
Here we go, Cammy on the run right now, trying to find some eliminations. Moneymaker might just be the next one, but another team's next door. Cammy has a decision to make, misses out on the opportunity to find elimination. Seti here. Still 22 players in this lobby. Anything can happen right now. Should they just go on a run? Should they go on a streak? Acorn still up, off to the side. As a solo right now. No builds for Acorn either. It's looking a little dicey here.
But Acorn doing everything he can still just to try and see if he can buy himself in cold. Another couple of points, everything matters as far as placements are concerned for some of these other teams. Sure, it might not be first, but it's still the difference between thousands of dollars as far as this leaderboard is concerned. Acorn's gonna try to take a shot from some players on the backside. KBM Rapid looking for his escape. He still has Batman Bugo with him. So many solos and a land of duos, but the zone is gonna pull back in Acorn's favor. Cammy, meanwhile, Seti, meanwhile, they're still keeping the charge going.
How are they still alive right now? Truly fighting for it. Cammy needs a second here. He's got to drink the slurp juice or at least find a siphon. Something up the two. Trulex, Chiche on the low ground here. Have to continue to fight back. Have to continue to fight back. It's all or nothing now. You need everyone here. They have to finish things up. They have to take out the lobby. Earn as much as you can. The chance is theirs. And there you have it. Cammy and Seti will have to fight their way up to earn as much as possible here, but what a run it has been for Cammy and Seti. Rapid and Batman Boogar in front of them. Who will be the next to fall?
It is an absolute scramble, though, throughout the low ground. Teams are just falling all over the place, and it's going to be finally Cammy, Seti, with a little bit of a layer separation here. Other teams in the mid-ground. But it's going to be Flixie first.
Oh!
Nearly putting an end to the Polish run, but instead, Cammy, Seti turning around 180, no problem.
3 eliminations now. Trulex, Chicho on the high ground with 6. All of a sudden, trying to make a comeback here. What a tournament run it has been. You gotta have nothing but appreciation and support for Cammy and Seti, who are fighting for it and keeping it interesting. Oh my gosh, 4 HP, down goes Chicho. Cammy will not give this up without a fight. Trulex now coming in. He's hurt. It's a 2v1. What you gonna do? Got a player behind him. Trulex gets broken out here. Cammy still giving him a run for it. 1 build. No builds. 2v1. He's healthier, but there are 2. Cammy goes in. No shot hit. Trulex finds it. Siphon comes through. It's now a 1-on-1, and Trulex wins the game with 9 elims. You gotta love it, but your global champions are here.
Miro and Cooper from day one getting knocked out of the upper bracket to standing tall here in day number 3, our championship Sunday. Your 2023 global champions even. Miro and Cooper.
Cooper looked up to Miro, reached out to Miro, asked him to play as his duo, and who would have thought it would have been $1 million coin flip. Congratulations, Miro. Congratulations, Cooper. You are our 2023 global champions. Lift that trophy. How amazing it must feel. How great to be the global champions. Miro and Cooper, you have done it. Through the ups, through the downs, this weekend, this entire tournament is yours.
Everything was for this moment. Cooper, it's your first time here in Copenhagen, but you have certainly left your mark on everyone in this building. Your first ever LAN, and you are a global champion.
The vibe